Hello and welcome again to Loyola University Radiology Residency program. We're very excited to meet with you guys. I think that going through hundreds and hundreds of applications in such a short amount of time is quite a task, but we were able to narrow it down to a group of people that we believe will be a great fit here at Loyola. So we're excited to meet with you and get to know you, and we hope that you're also excited to meet with us. I think in this world of virtual interviews and virtual tours, it's going to be very difficult to get to know one another and learn about each other. So my goal today is to give you information, maybe too much information, but just bear with me. We're going to go into our introductory talk right now. In my introductory talk, I'm going to be talking about the institution, and then I'm going to be narrowing it down to the hospital, to the department, to the radiology residency program, and then finally I'm going to close it off with words on what I believe it's like to live here in Chicago. And then we're going to move on to the virtual tour. The hospital falls under two governing institutions. On one hand, we have Trinity Health. On the other hand, we have Loyola University Chicago. Trinity Health is the nation's second largest non-for-profit organization, serving diverse communities that include more than 30 million people across 22 states. Trinity Health includes 92 hospitals nationwide with an annual operating revenue of $18.8 billion, assets of $30.5 billion, and employs over 123,000 people. Although Trinity and Loyola are Catholic institutions, we welcome all faiths, cultures, ethnicities, and backgrounds. Trinity's Chicagoland regional network is referred to as Loyola Medicine. This includes 3 hospitals: Loyola University Medical Center, Gottlieb Memorial Hospital, and McNeil Hospital, along with 35 outpatient centers. The second institution the hospital falls under is Loyola University Chicago. In fact, we share the campus with the Scripps School of Medicine. As partners, the university supports us academically and provides collaboration on common interest projects such as the hot topic of artificial intelligence. Loyola University Medical Center is a 547-bed academic hospital located in the immediate western suburb of Chicago. So our location provides one of Loyola's most important assets, its patient population. Looking at this distribution of level 1 trauma centers in the Chicagoland area, you can see that we are the only Trauma 1 center in the near west of Chicago, and therefore need to cover a broad, densely populated urban area. As a result, Loyola is a very busy level 1 trauma center with the largest burn center in Illinois. This geographic advantage has allowed Loyola to have some of the strongest service lines, including orthopedics, cardiology, oncology, and transplant, with accolades such as being the busiest transplant center with the most lung transplants in the state. Loyola is home to 85 residency and fellowship programs. Being a major academic medical center on the western edge of the city, we see a broad spectrum of patient populations and health conditions. Let's move on to the Department of Radiology here at Loyola. We operate 16 imaging centers that include digital radiography, ultrasound, nuclear medicine with PET and SPECT, 7 CT, and 8 MRI scanners. We are a very high volume service, reading over 500,000 exams in the last academic year. But probably the most important feature of our department are the faculty. We are a dedicated group of radiologists. I can't say that enough. We take pride in the care that we offer and training that we provide. Our team is completely subspecialized, which should be one of the most important features you should be considering when evaluating programs. Probably the first thing that people do when they try to evaluate a program is to categorize it as either a community-based program or an academic program. And I think it's actually a lot more complex than that. There is probably community-based programs, there are academic programs, and then there are research programs, and they all differ in composition and feel. But let me just explain what I mean by that. Probably the most important feature to look at is the faculty list and their subspecialization. It's probably true that all of these 3 categories have subspecialty fellowship-trained radiologists, but the question is, do they truly practice in that subspecialty? Take me, for instance, I'm MSK fellowship trained, and since then all I've been doing is MSK. What this allows me is to really focus my skill and focus my networking with my colleagues in ortho, rheumatology, and pathology. And so I can be that much better, I think, than a general radiologist. I truly think that I can outread and outteach a general radiologist in MSK no matter how much experience they have, just because I'm allowed to focus that. Take me in body, on the other hand. If you look at my formal training, I haven't had formal body training and education since my 4th year in residency over 10 years ago. And so I'm basically a glorified 4th year resident, or maybe even a fellow, if you will, when it comes to training. So my first job in an academic institution, they asked me to do 1 day a week in body. And I remember that we had a fellow in body at that time. And it was a little awkward at first because when we were first staffing out and reviewing cases, we were basically at the same level. So it was kind of weird for me to staff them out. But as time went, especially around the 6-month period, it was very clear that this fellow had surpassed my knowledge in body imaging. And so really, he should have been staffing me out at that time. So it's really important, I think, for you to go to an institution that's really subspecially trained. Now, what's the difference between an academic institution and a research? Well, I think it's probably best described by the fellowship makeup and the faculty makeup. So for instance, the research programs tend to be very fellowship heavy. And so a lot of their focus is on fellowships. But also look at their faculty. A lot of them are partially academic and partially clinical. And so a lot of their time is paid for by grants and buyouts for their research. This could be a good thing and a bad thing, depends on what you want. Their resources for research is awesome, and having fellowships can be a good or a bad thing. It's very difficult to tell until you go there. Basically what can happen to these fellowships is that they can take away a lot of great cases from residents. We have 3 fellowships here ourselves, and we try very hard to make sure that doesn't happen. On the other hand, fellows are awesome at teaching, and they spend a lot of time with residents, and I think it can be actually a good thing to have fellowships. So you just have to go there and figure out what's best for you. All right, so now on to why you're really here. Let's talk about the program. I have to be very honest, I'm so lucky to have this team. So you have Maria Bashir, who is a compassionate and very, very dedicated educator, as well as we have Linda Schilmer, who is so instrumental, so important. Without her, I couldn't do anything. So I'm very lucky to have this team. Probably the most important aspect is they both care so much about resident education. I cannot stress that enough, how lucky I am to have these. In addition to our residency, we have 3 other fellowships. We have a body, a neuroradiology, and an interventional radiology fellowship. Again, while fellowships can often be great for the residency program, oftentimes it can actually hinder the program by funneling advanced cases to fellows, effectively capping the experience of the resident at the program. So we are careful not to create fellowships at the cost of the residency. During the first 3 years at our program, you will be going through all the rotations necessary to get you board certified. Independent call will start during your 2nd year of residency. Senior night float will start during your 3rd year of residency. The latter half of the 3rd year will be focused on board preparation. And finally, during the 4th year of the program, you will get to choose a subspecialty to do a mini fellowship. This final year will be dedicated to fine-tuning you into an excellent radiologist. In addition to rotations at Loyola, we also have 2 off-campus sites our residents rotate through. The Hines VA is located directly adjacent to the Loyola campus. Our residents rotate through body, nuclear medicine, neuroradiology, and interventional radiology rotations here at the VA. The specific VA population complements the Loyola experience well. The second away site is Lurie's Children's Hospital in Chicago. While our pediatric hospital at Loyola is well-run clinical service, one can't beat the experience Lurie can offer as the premier children's hospital in the Chicagoland area. In addition to our curriculum, we have 3 specialty pathways that you can choose to apply for and go through. The first you're probably very familiar with, it's the ESIR, which stands for Early Specialization in Interventional Radiology. This is an ACGME regulated curriculum and therefore very similar from one program to another. The main difference are likely the IR-related rotations. Here at Loyola, the two IR-related rotations are ICU and peripheral vascular surgery. The second track that we offer is the diagnostic radiology, nuclear radiology track. So when a program meets a specific requirement, the American Board of Radiology allows us to offer this dual certification pathway. In this pathway, you will go through 16 rotations of nuclear medicine and nuclear medicine-related rotations. So when you complete this pathway, you will receive a certification from the ABR for nuclear radiology. This is basically the same certification you would receive if you went through a fellowship in nuclear medicine. So through this pathway, you will be eligible to sit for the American Board of Nuclear Medicine certification examination. Essentially, this pathway would allow you to become dual board certified in the same 4 years. The last track is the pathway for added certification in education, or PACE for short. The PACE program is designed for early faculty development. Participants of this program will mentor with faculty and gain experience through educational and research opportunities. The program concludes with a project that will be presented and/or published during the 4th year. A 4-week research month will be provided during the 4th year for project completion. So let's move on to research. A research program is mandated by the ACGME and also required by our program. The partnerships that we have with the Stritch School of Medicine, Department of Translational Research, and the Loyola University Chicago offer a multitude of resources to inspire and support research opportunities. The hospital also offers research support such as biostatisticians, internal grants, and partnerships. In addition, the radiology department infrastructure promotes scholarly activity with resources such as a research coordinator, imaging processing labs, 3D printers, and much more. The department supports publications and presentations at national meetings with a travel stipend. I am definitely biased when it comes to Chicago because I was born and raised here and I love it here. But I really think that it's a great place to live. I think no matter what you're into, whether it's outdoors, sports, food, restaurants, events, music, there's something for everyone here in Chicago. We were developing as a city in the center of the nation. And so we have a lot of culture, we have a lot of diversity, we have a lot of history here. So I think that anyone who would come here would love to live here. Additionally, Chicago ends up being an academic center of its own. We have 7 schools of medicine, 5 academic medical centers, over 70 regional hospitals, and 8 radiology residency programs. The opportunity to collaborate and network is only limited by how much time you want to spend. For instance, MSK radiology sections in the city meet 2 to 3 times a year, and we just discuss each other's practice, we share cases, and we also collaborate on projects. So on a personal note, let me just conclude by answering a frequently asked question. What is the best thing about Loyola? And I have to say, at the risk of being cliche, it really is about the people. My colleagues, the faculty, love to work with residents. They are a caring group of people who are dedicated to education and research. And I love the residents. I think that we have a family feel. We're small enough that we care and hang out with one another, and that we can grow and develop as a program together. So I think that every individual plays a role here and are so important in developing the program. So the program is really not about me. It's not about the faculty. It's not about the institution. It's about the group of people trying to become the best they can.
Hi, I'm Joe, and congratulations on your choice of radiology. Let me walk you through the normal daily life of a radiology resident at Loyola. First, let's talk about where our residents tend to live. Loyola is located in the western suburb of Chicago. It's near the intersection of 3 major highways, 290, 90, and 294, making it very accessible to various regions that can meet different individual lifestyle choices and preferences. The most common option is to live downtown Chicago or one of the adjacent Chicago neighborhoods. Anywhere where you can hop onto I-90 or 290 from the city will make it easy to get to Loyola. From downtown, it takes about 30 minutes to drive to Loyola, with morning traffic at about 7:30 a.m. One can choose to use public transportation to reach Loyola from Chicago. The Chicago Transit Authority's Blue Line includes the Forest Park station nearby. From there, you can take Loyola's Blue Line shuttle, provided free for all colleagues and students. Common downtown neighborhoods include South Loop, West Loop, and the Gold Coast. These neighborhoods offer the conveniences of city life, including shopping, dining, theater, events, outdoor activities, and diversity. Chicago is rich in history and is an excellent place to live and visit. Another popular option is to live in one of Loyola's neighboring townships. Oak Park, for instance, is a diverse village west of Chicago right across 290 from Loyola. Oak Park offers living accommodations that meet a variety of needs. People who choose to live in one of these areas do so for the convenience of proximity while offering a unique combination of suburban benefits and big city amenities. The last popular option is to live in one of the western suburbs of Chicago. Since Loyola is situated near the intersection of three major Chicago highways, 290, 294, and 88, many of the western suburbs are readily accessible. Residents who choose to live in the suburbs tend to want space while having some access to city activities. Residents rotate through three main locations here at Loyola: the main hospital, the outpatient center, and Loyola Medicine at Burr Ridge. Most rotations will be done at the main hospital. All reading rooms are subspecialized. The main reading rooms for neuroradiology, body imaging, ultrasound, MSK imaging, and nuclear medicine are located at the main hospital. We have 4 brand new IR suites equipped with state-of-the-art fluoroscopy, ultrasound, and CT fluoroscopy. These rooms were designed to allow for future renovation and improvement. Another location is Loyola's Outpatient Center. Let's take this moment to review Loyola's medical campus. As you can see on this aerial view of the campus, the Stritch School of Medicine, Cardinal Bernardine Cancer Center, and the Outpatient Center are all within walking distance from one another. While we do not have formal roles in these buildings, we do have multidisciplinary conferences and other academic activities. In fact, before the pandemic, the lunch and lecture portion of the interviews were held at the School of Medicine. The walking pathway between the hospital and the outpatient center is outlined in red. As you can see, it's only a short walk away. Both main garages are located conveniently between these two major locations. At the outpatient center, we have another body imaging and ultrasound reading room, as well as our main women's imaging center. Finally, our third main location is the Loyola Center for Health at Burr Ridge. This is located in a separate western suburb a short drive away from the main campus and is located conveniently right off of the highway. Here we have reading rooms for neuroradiology, MSK, and another breast imaging center. Half of MSK interventional procedures happen here at Burr Ridge, as well as the main hospital. We use IntelliViewer packs by IntelliRad Medical Systems for most imaging reviewing. IntelliViewer is a highly customizable, feature-rich, and intuitive diagnostic imaging viewer designed for maximum efficiency and accuracy. Features include native 3D imaging processing and advanced visualization, Windows integration, and inter-user secure messaging. Probably one of the most important features is IntelliRad's ability to access imaging across disparate databases, giving us infinite potential to expand our reach within the huge Trinity system. Hologic is used specifically for breast imaging, which is pretty much the industry standard. Loyola is a life image provider, the world's largest image exchange network. As a tertiary care system and a level 1 trauma center, we receive many consults and transfers from local hospitals. Through LifeImage, we can seamlessly receive imaging from outside institutions and upload them to our own archives. PowerScribe 360 is our dictation system, again, an industry standard. The hospital uses Epic for electronic medical charting. The Department of Radiology uses Epic's Radiology Information System, Radiant, to integrate IntelliRad with Epic while reviewing information. All imaging coordination, including protocoling, happens in Radiant. All workstations are also equipped with Terra Recon, Aquarius Intuition, and GE's AW server for more demanding image processing tasks. We also have a dedicated 3D lab and technicians whose function is to perform complex post-processing independent of the scanning workstation. All PACS workstations are equipped with ergonomic height-adjustable desks and Herman Miller Aeron breathable mesh desk chairs. Other electronic resources include business-class Microsoft Office 365 and subscriptions to online resources such as StatDX, Rad Primer, and eAnatomy. StatDX is a must-have for any residency and is a great, quick reference to polish up your knowledge while reviewing images at the workstation. Rad Primer is a comprehensive question bank for review and board prep. Our IMAIOS subscription includes resources such as eAnatomy, an imaging-based anatomy atlas, physics modules, and eCases. The library at the School of Medicine is completely electronic. Many journals and books are available electronically. Through a complex and vast networking system, the library can get you access to electronic books within 24 hours if not already immediately available. Most rotations begin at 8 a.m. and end at either 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. Call includes evenings, nights, and weekends. Evening shifts run from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. We have 4 attendings on call with us on those shifts. All subspecialists are on standby in case there is a procedure or a complex case that needs their expertise. As radiology residents, we are mostly working all night. But when things slow down, we can get some rest at the call room. There are 2 beds in this room with a private shower and bathroom. If we get too tired to drive home after our shift, we have the option to call an Uber that will be provided by your GME. During midday, we have our usual conferences. We have 2 45-minute conferences every day from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. in our conference room. In response to the COVID-19 pandemic, we have been increasing our virtual footprint. Our daily conferences have been hybrid in-person with a virtual attendance option. This allows us to socially distance and still maintain educational excellence. Usually, residents review cases independently and pre-dictate a report. They send this report through PowerScribe to our supervising attendings. We then review these cases with our faculty one-on-one. On campus, we have 2 cafeterias to choose from. The main hospital cafeteria hosts several franchises, along with hospital-catered hot menu selection and salad bar. Some residents prefer going to the School of Medicine cafeteria. They find the menu healthier and more interesting. There are cafes scattered throughout the campus, including at the main hospital, outpatient center, fitness center, and the School of Medicine, offering breakfast and lunch items as well as the usual cafe products. Finally, there are scattered vending machines that offer snacks as well as healthy full meal options through Farmer's Fridge. While most of our day is spent in the reading or procedural rooms, there are places we can go to study, work on a non-PACS workstation, grab a coffee, or store our belongings, such as the Radiology Resident Workroom and the Father Jack space down the hall. Finally, there is the Loyola Center for Fitness located directly between the hospital and the outpatient center. Residents are offered a discount for membership. This is the complete fitness center with amenities that include cardio and strength training equipment, pool, gymnasium, indoor track, group classes, personal training, and massage therapy. We also have 2 away locations where residents locate off campus. The Hines VA Hospital is right in Loyola's backyard and is a short walk away. We have several rotations there, including body imaging, neuroradiology, IR, and nuclear medicine. Our second away rotation is an 8-week-long rotation at Lurie Children's Hospital located in the Gold Coast neighborhood of Chicago. While Loyola has excellent tertiary care, one cannot beat the experience at Lurie's for pediatric care. It is the best children's hospital in the region. I think we have covered most of what it's like to be a resident here at Loyola. Immediately after this tour, you will be meeting with 1 or 2 residents. This will be your opportunity to ask them about questions that you may have regarding the information presented or anything else that we may have not covered. In addition, there is a list of residents that have volunteered to be contact for any questions that you may have regarding the program. This list of contacts is available in the SWAY document for the department. That's it for me. Good luck on the interview trail.
So that concludes our introductory talk. But don't worry, if you have more questions, you're about to meet with a resident and you can ask your questions there or just interact socially to get a feel of the chemistry of the program. And I hope you found this presentation informative. Thank you.